Hey, what's good, y'all? You already know this your boy Dream Big. What's good, Dream Team? Back again with my boy J Red. What's good?
Hey, what's good, man? I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be alive and live in color.
Hey. Like the shirt,
Appreciate it. Like yours, too.
Thank you.
Hey,
that D-ass. Y'all already know. Y'all see it in the title already.
Yep.
We talking about these mumble rappers. We talking about, we gonna call them out?
Yeah.
We talk about Trippie Redd, Lil Pump. You probably never heard of them, but all the mumble rappers, the 21s, all that.
All of them.
Why they getting so much promo and pushed by the radio, the club, everybody, and rappers like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and so on and so forth. Big Crit. Why are we not hearing them like that? Why are we not hearing them 20 times a day on the radio? Why we keep getting programmed to and hearing Quavo all day and Migos all day?
Yeah.
Why are we hearing Gucci Mane and everybody like that?
I feel like it's one or two things. Now, the average person would just be like, talent, it's about they're making radio hits and all that other stuff, what I'm saying? But in actuality, what I feel that is who's throwing up the most money.
Yeah.
Artists like Kendrick and artists like J. Cole, they've tried to make their radio hits, and some of them have been successful.
Yeah.
But the more deep they get into their career, the label lets them just do what they do, and then they don't go in with the mentality, I got to make a hit.
True.
Now, with everybody else, like these mumble rappers, the reason I feel like they are being pushed to the forefront, a lot of them do it independently and happen to get the internet on their side. And these labels come in and just be like, okay, well, we need to capitalize off of them. Let's sign them to this 360 deal real quick, and then we'll put our marketing dollars in, because people pay the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't like to talk about it, but you throw up your money and just be like, okay, we need X amount of spins. And once that happens, I think Iggy Azalea's shit had leaked like that like a while ago. Like it showed her campaign plan or something like that. You pay these certain amount of dollars and you get these results back. So that has stuff to do with it. And also, I mean, that's what's trendy right now.
Yeah.
It's what's hot. The little mumble rap, simple type of lyrics that are out. And I think that Kendrick is a type of rapper right now to where we're just now getting into the consciousness being a part of the radio. It's a slow burn. That's what I feel.
So do you think the issue is like, back in the day, people like Jay, 50 Busta, everybody used to, Method Man, everybody like that. They used to kind of take their time. They'll drop maybe once a year.
Yeah.
They take their time, maybe go in the studio, maybe once a week, once a month.
Yeah.
And really jot that thing down, make it real poetic.
Yeah.
Put some real thoughts in it. And today we got Future, Young Thug, and a bunch of other rappers. They just go in. They working hard now.
Yeah.
They go into the studio every night.
Yeah.
Put it in that time.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like what you call it, fast food rap. It's here today, gone tomorrow.
Microwave.
Some might stick. Some might stick.
Yeah.
They'll drop 20 songs. One or two might stick.
Yeah.
And shit, they get in the bag out those one or two songs. So.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I think back then when you had the artists that you named, like Busta Rhymes, Method Man, Redman, Jay-Z, back then it was more so of we're trying to make money, but we also have artistry that we have to hold up to. Like we have standards that we do. Back then you had to have talent for the record label to even put marketing dollars up on you.
Yeah.
And like I just said, like these microwave rappers, mumble rappers, whatever you want to call them, they get their shit popping on the internet, and we're living in such a fast-paced environment to where the quality, if you're trying to put something out fast, you're not worried about the quality, you're worried about quantity. Okay, well, I'm going to say just this thing, and I want the masses to hear it, and I want the masses to pick up on it, versus, are they going to think it's a good song or not? Well, nah, it doesn't matter, because money is being pushed into the machine for it to be a hit anyway. So it's being forced upon. Back then, it was very competitive. So it took you a year or two to lock in and put out a good album, because you knew you had Jay-Z to go against.
True.
You knew you had Busta Rhymes. You knew you had 50. You know what I'm saying? You had these different crews. And look at all the crews we had back then. Dipset. They were with Rockefeller. Then you still had Bad Boy popping. There was so much competition back then, and to now everybody adapts to the same style. If Migos is hot or Future is hot, hey, we just finna get on this thing and sound like them. I just want to get some money, get the bag, and get out. It's not about longevity. Like a lot of these rappers that are coming out right now, I just don't see them in the next 5-6 years coming out and be able to go on tour.
Yeah.
And people looking at them as old school rap, they're going to be like, oh, that's just some, just like some little dumb shit I used to listen to in high school versus when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was listening to Dipset in the gym today. I was getting it in. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, we're in the era of microwave listening. And with that, you don't have time. If you're making all those records, you don't have time for quality. You have time to just think about the quantity of it.
So do you think a lot of the conscious rappers, not even all conscious rappers, like even the 21s have tried and Meek Mills have tried to kind of go talk about real stuff like what's going on in politics and things like that. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about this randomly in the car. What makes this better, more catchier than the other? Like they both are something that we want to hear. One thing is, I really want to hear like, what's really going on, some real stuff, like people going through the struggle. That's always been great about the culture and hip-hop and, organic and things that we love. But then on the flip side, you got, in the club, sometimes, not all the time, I may not be conscious of like what these rappers, because, sometimes I don't fully understand what they're saying, but I don't always know exactly what they're talking about, but most of the time they talking about drugs or some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like why do we like that? Why do we like listening to stuff like that in the club?
Well, because it goes to, you remember how we were talking about sonically, some albums don't sound good. Sonically, the shit sounds great. You know what I'm saying? If you get a nice, hip hop has always been about good beats. 808s. Even if you go back to the East Coast sound, the boom boom bass, all that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I feel like sonically, if you were just to listen to it without any lyric, like just not listen to the lyrics at all, if you just listening to a groove, then those songs rock. And they get you amped. I think it's more about the production. I shout out the producers more than the rappers.
Yo, we were having a conversation about this a while ago, me and my couple of my friends, like, yo, producers literally, they need to get more credit nowadays. Yeah. Like, they could make or break you. Like, I remember, like, Mike Dean did that. I remember when Designer did that Double XL.
You could do so.
That Timmy Turner thing, like, without a beat, garbage.
Yeah,
garbage. Mike Dean produced a beat for it. It's still garbage. Yeah. But it sounded 20 times better than, because when we heard him just acapella it, we was like, yo, this guy tripping on some drugs or something. You can literally say anything. If you have a hot beat, people just ad-lib. We call them ad-lib rappers nowadays. Yeah. You just literally just ad-lib and say repetitive, same things over and over again.
That Migos diss track to Joe Budden, he had responded, he was like, they dissed me with an ad-lib rap song. It was funny, but I mean, ad-lib rap right now, as far as like trendy-wise, it's hot, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, artists like Kendrick Lamar, it's great artists that are still out there. But this is a very important thing that I would like to say as a hip-hop artist myself and also an avid hip-hop listener. We have to draw a standard on what's acceptable in our culture and what's not. 21 Savage.
So we just not listen to it? Like, if we feel like it's hurting the culture, just not
listen to it? You damn right. Because, I mean, historically, back, like, during that time, if you were whack, you were whack. Now, of course, you had corporate America, like Vanilla Ice, they were just trying to take the white audience and just be like, okay, whatever. But niggas in the streets, like real folks, was just like, man, that shit popping. We ain't listening to that shit. So I'm saying it has to be hip hop, music in general, like R&B, rock. If it's whack, their culture will tell you, hey, this is whack. Hip hop is the only thing we'll be like, well, it's growing, well, it's expanding, well, it's just like if you have a house, right? People can come in and decorate and say, hey, Chris, you should decorate this. You should paint this pink. You should paint this whatever. And it's great for suggestions. Okay. But as far as somebody completely like taking it and running with it and doing it to where you can't even recognize the house, I think it's messed up. And I hold that to the same standard. Like
you know, like Lil Uzi Vert and like Lil Yachty, they go out and they say they don't really call themselves rappers. They just say they're like, you know, artists. They try to pull that card so, you know, they don't have to rap. You know, they just say we're artists, you know, we getting money. Like, how do you feel with, you know, people like that are really rappers, quote unquote, but they trying to, you know, pull it because they're not trying to be like with the Jonah Lucases or the Kendricks.
I think that it goes both, like with them. I think one, the people that are working with them, their team tells them to say that. You know, because when it comes to critiquing and stuff like that, that is an easy getaway. Just to be like, I don't have to deal with this. You don't have to ask me that in an interview because I know what it is. Secondly, I think that a lot of these artists, the mumble rap, know that it's bullshit and know that this isn't creative. I'm just trying to get the bag and get up out of here. Even Lil Yachty was like, this took me out of my dorm room at 19 years old, and it's working. You know what I'm saying? Lil Uzi, he's more of like a performer to me. And, you know, I think all of them know. If you grew up and liked hip-hop, meaning that if you liked all the stuff back in the day, and if you were born in the late 80s and 90s, these are the rappers that are like, as far as relevant right now. You grew up with some type of sense of what hip-hop was. And clearly, we didn't have any of this type of mumble rap back then at that particular time. You had niggas that, you know, probably couldn't rap as better as the next man, but for you know, for the most part, everybody was still kind of on one accord, meaning like you just couldn't come in there just saying some just crappy shit. Even Laffy Taffy, you know, back then, that was still like, you know, Shawty Low was in Laffy Taffy, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. So I feel like you still had a certain standard. This type of stuff, like when I was trying to listen to Uzi Vert song, what was that? All My Friends Are Dead. Like he started rapping, and I was just like, what the fuck? It's like, what is this? Like, I wasn't a fan of Laffy Taffy back then, but at least, you know, I was just, oh, this is corny, whatever. This shit that I'm listening to now, I don't even know what the fuck it is. And it's just like, what? And I know I'm not old because I'm still a part of the generation. You know what I'm saying? It'll be different.
According to the Migos, and you might be an old head.
According to the Migos. I mean,
but might be an old head.
We're still all in our 20s, so I feel like I'm not old. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody like me, because they always say, okay, well, the old generation has to move out, but I'm like, I'm not old though. I just hold a certain standard, just like you wouldn't want anybody playing in the NBA who's garbage. Even though people may be, you know, not as good as the next player, but if they can't play, meaning they can't shoot the ball at all, what the fuck are they in the NBA for? You know what I'm saying? NFL, if they're like in singing, it's a lot of people who can't sing, but at least they get the job done. Like, you know, I'm not going to name any names, but, you know, throughout history, it's always been that. But at least singing still has a type of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a standard?
Yeah, it's still a standard when it comes to singing and rock. But hip-hop is the only thing that we be like, okay, well, it's a young man game. Let the young people do it. And I disagree with a lot of other rappers. I'm not going to call them old heads, but I know T.I. said something about it. David Banner said, okay, mumble rap is really southern music. No, I don't feel like it's a regional thing. Even though mostly regional people do it, I'm sure that other coasts do it too because they see the South do it. You know what I'm saying? So that means it's national. I don't think it has anything to do with just, okay, well, yeah, that's southern rap. You're not going to write that off and say that's southern rap because Ludacris, Outkast, real lyricists, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
So why do you think it got so popular? And you know why? I mean, like why do you think mumble rap and all these swag or ad-lib rappers got so popular? Like who do you think started that and got the labels all hyped up, goofing at the teeth, trying to get to this money that they making off the internet?
Well, I do think another part of that could be as far as what corporate America does and white supremacy does to black males. As far as promoting the drug culture in hip hop. Now we've sold drugs before and we've done all that, you know, smoke weed, but I feel like they're behind it. You know, and Lil Yachty attests to saying, no, there's no white man holding up any money to me, telling me to do whatever. I think some of his bullshit, he could be telling the truth. I don't know. But I do feel like a lot of people that or the powers that be kind of, implement that into our youth and tell them, hey, if you rap about this, you'll be good. So I feel like that's a large part of why it's pushed to the forefront.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I don't even think that. I think we just see this working. We see the formula that's working. Shit, I don't even use Xanax or whatever. But I'm about to rap about that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's another part. Hip hop became a hustle.
Yeah.
Back then, hip hop wasn't a hustle. Hip hop was a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These kids are looking at it like, hey man, like this is a nice little hustle. I'm finna get up in this thing, get this bag, then get up here. And it don't matter. Yeah. Because back then, like I said, like even Vanilla Ice, I'm sure he thought like, okay, I'm gonna put out a couple of albums or whatever like that. Like even if he felt like he was faking the funk, at least he thought that he could do something forever doing this. Yeah. These kids these days know that if I rap this shit, I'm gonna do it. If it hit, bam. I'm gonna do this thing, and then the saddest thing that I don't like is the OGs in this game. If you really not feeling it, and if you independent, why give a fuck? Like say what you feel. That's what they used to do back in the day. Like, and I'm comfortable saying it, and I'm an up and coming hip hop artist. I've been rapping for a long time, but I mean, I ain't gonna say up and coming. I'm an independent hip hop artist, and I'm gonna speak on what I don't like. And I'm not feeling mumble rap. Mumble rap to me is within its own genre. It feels like it's a branch of hip hop, but that isn't creativity to me. That's just getting on their bullshit anymore. I'm gonna just make sure that my children and my grandchildren will be able to see it and be like, okay, it's the same. If we don't hold on to what we have, what do we have? We already let hip hop go mainstream, which was good and bad in a way because it became just oversaturated and it became more of I can't even think of the word right now, but you get what I'm saying. It became so much about making money rather than the creativity. And you still do have a lot of people who have the creativity. Shout out to the Kendricks, the J. Coles. And I still feel like they're pushed to the forefront as far as selling records. When they come out, everything stops. Yeah. When these mumble rappers come out, everything doesn't stop. It's just, that's what's hot on the radio.
Yeah, it's just catchy.
Yeah, it's just catchy. It's going to be here today, and then the next person, like, the Lil Pump will come, and I'm sure Little Have Not is going to come, and,
For sure.
like, Lil Tall Man, he's going to come and do the same thing. I can't wait till, I don't know how long it'll keep going on and stuff like that, but I'm just blessed that we still do have true MCs, like, when they drop, everything stops, and it feels like, like Eminem's dropping tomorrow, actually. But anyway.
But we'll save that for another episode. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy J Red's channel.
YouTube.com/WeAuthenticMusic. Check out my show, Red's View. Chris is always on there and stuff, so make sure you check me out. YouTube.com/WeAuthenticMusic.
You already know. And make sure y'all leave some comments down below. Do you think mumble rap's here to stay? Do y'all like it? Do y'all want to hear more conscious rap? Let me know who y'all listening to right now, who y'all got in y'all playlist. And y'all already know, until the next episode, we out.